Hey everybody, this is Rizwan from Increaser.org, and today I want to share with you how I implemented focus sounds at Increaser so that you can find some interesting bits for your project. Let's jump in. To help people have better focus sessions, I introduced this focus sounds widget. It could be either enabled or disabled. When we click on it, there is a nice card with different sounds. You can enable or disable them and change the volume. Also, a state would be saved in the local storage so that when you go to the app the next time, your settings are saved. This is a root component, and as you can see, it's wrapped with a hide crash component. Those focus sounds shouldn't crash, but they might, and in that case, I don't want to crash the whole app, so that if it crashes, not a big deal, it won't be shown, and that's totally fine. Then we introduce focus sounds provider that handles all the logic, and then we render the content. The provider will handle the state of focus sounds, and here we have the context. So focus sounds could be either enabled or disabled. In this situation it's disabled, and now it's enabled. Then we have an array of available focus sounds, and focus sounds is, as you can see, it constructed from this array. So we have those sounds, and then the state will load all the sounds, and the ones that are available would be in this focus sounds array. Then we want to provide components below to enable focus sounds, disable focus sounds, then enable and disable specific focus sounds. For example, here we enable the disable specific focus sound, and then we enable it. Also, we want to allow change focus sound volume, so it will receive the focus sound and volume. So when we interact here, we will change the volume sound by using this function. And last, it would be the focus sound configuration. That is a record of focus sound and focus sound configuration that is either it's enabled or disabled, plus the volume. Focus sound provider fulfill the context, so we can see here the value. And the first thing we do here is that we build the audio record, that is a record of focus sound and HTML audio element. So we go over each focus sound and try to construct this audio. So for every focus sound, there is appropriate MP3 file in the public folder. And if it's successful, we add the record. Otherwise, it won't be shown, and we show the error in the console. Then we go and use object keys to get the array of available focus sounds, and then we pass it here. So focus sounds is available focus sounds. After that, we want to have a state, but it should also be stored in the local storage. So I have this hook called use persistent storage value. It receives the key and initial value. So initial value in this case would be that it's not enabled, but once the user interacts with it, the configuration would be would look like this. So it's the name and the volume as number from 0 to 1. After that, we have a bunch of functions that use callback and set the state. So we have this for enable, disable focus sounds in general and specific focus sounds. Then we want to provide change focus sound volume. The meat and potato is this use effect that would handle every audio in the record. So every time the configuration changes, and as configuration in that case would be something like that. So if some focus sound disappears or the volume changes, the hook will handle it. So here we have object entries. We go over each audio record. So we have focus sound, audio, then we take and convert focus sound string to focus sound and take the volume. If it's either not enabled or volume is undefined, we call audio pause and exit. Otherwise, we call audio play and set the volume and make sure that it's looping. And when the user exits the page or disables focus sounds, we want to go over each audio and call the pause. Then we use those functions and configurations in the focus sounds content. Here we have the container that is a styled element with visibility and opacity, so that it has this nice effect when we change it. And inside of it, we have a vertical stack with label switch, and then content with focus sound options. I talked about those components in previous videos, so you can check them out if you're interested in them. And focus sound option is this component that receives a focus sound, then it takes an icon for this focus sound, renders it, and shows the slider. I also talked about this in one of my previous videos. So that's all. Hope you found something interesting. Stay productive.